welcome back to Desert Sky Adventures. This is your Desert Sky Daily for Thursday, July 27th, right? 2023. And today we're coming to you from inside. My friend Reece is here, 1944, old school Army Jeep. You've seen this Jeep before in other videos. A couple months ago we did a tour of the hills of Tombstone out there. Saw a bunch of old mines and stuff like that. But today, our destination, another place I've never seen before in the Tombstone area, is the old railroad trestles or railroad bridges. The railroad, of course, got torn up, but some of those bridges are still there. So we're gonna go take a look at them, and you are invited to come along.
Real Tombstone territory.
Yep.
There are a lot of famous people out there from what I've heard.
Yeah. C.S. Fly.
Yeah.
John Escapole.
I drove through that gap right there.
Yeah.
There's a power station, so I drove from it. Boy, that was a mistake.
Rough
so I'm
road.
still high in first. Okay. It says dead end. I think this is the right turn. See if they burned it. So here's the rail bed. Well, here's an idea. We can go up that way and turn around and come back. That way you can get kind of the full length here.
Yeah.
They'll do those trail rides from the hotels. So this is the old rail bed. This is heading towards town. For some reason they took it around that mountain instead of straight up.
Huh.
I have no idea why. Gotta ask railway engineers.
Too steep a grade, maybe, or maybe they didn't feel like.
Could be, but they usually cut a hole, so.
And they ran out of dynamite, had to go around the mountain. Who knows? So this is where the train came through.
Yep.
People have told me, yeah, you can tell this is a rail bed.
Yeah.
People have told me that this is where it used to be. I just hadn't seen it.
And a lot of this ground, this black stuff,
Yeah.
I guess it's silver ore. They took most of it. They actually came and that's why it's white.
Yeah.
Because when they tore out the tracks in the early 2000s, they actually refined it again because silver prices were up and made money off it. And it was just considered slag at the time when they dumped it here.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's the hill that has the T.
Tombstone.
When you're in early 1900s, you drive right by the Boot Hill.
Yeah.
Welcome to Tombstone. Max out. So here's the problem, child. So instead of driving over that, which I'm pretty sure they wouldn't appreciate,
Yeah.
the pipe I understand is strong enough to hold the Jeep or whatever.
But still.
But yeah, it be the lucky one that it caves in.
And I can't imagine all the work that must have gone into taking these tracks out. Because didn't they do that like in the early 2000s sometime?
Yeah, it was like 2004, 6, something like that.
You know why they did that?
There was no more commerce.
Well, the guy that...
That's what I understood.
well, yeah, I mean, the trains stopped running like in the 60s to Tombstone or something like that.
Yeah, well, yeah, this one even was more derelict. But they used to have troops, you'd still get on the train to go to Fort Huachuca. And they used to run cattle. But the trucks took over, so there was no more need for it. Let's cruise a little bit here.
Got some trail riders way down there.
Happy getting the hell out.
Wonder if they're with the Dude Ranch.
I think if they are, they came from way over there. Because the ranch is like over that way. Let's see what they're doing. Yeah, guys, my Jeep ain't that small. Oh, crap, you have to be kidding me. Now all of a sudden we're getting flies. Oh, okay, so you got nugs and you got them climbing the hill a little bit here. See their kids. It's keep going to the next flat.
Just go if you're gonna go.
Why don't you go to the next flat? I can go slow. Who's the old man?
You're good. Just keep moving.
See, look. You're 3 miles an hour. I'm 3 miles an hour. Yeah, I don't want to have this kid trying to push it up a hill.
Well, the horse riders were not getting out of the way, so we are taking the road less traveled.
Tombstone traffic.
Tombstone traffic. Hopefully, this will bypass those slow-moving horses and get us back to the road that'll take us out to the old railroad bridge.
I think we'll cross the creek, and there's one that matches up here. Yeah, you can see the roads. This is a little less traveled. It's the edge that I'm concerned about up here. Because if it's had any water, it can be washed out, and you're like, yeah, off the edge. Alright, so I got a road over there, got a road here. You can see everybody's driving up and down the creek.
Yeah.
I think there's a road up here that connects, takes us over to the bridges. Nice, huh?
Yeah. No problem.
That looks Alright, 2 bushes. Here's mine. Ah, yeah. Oh, this is looking good. So Grant would not want to drive his truck up here.
No, no.
Grasshoppers. Oh, grasshopper. Oh, this is looking unused for a long time. Oh, this is fun. We're good. Doing the side visit. So this is doing more than you should in a World War II Jeep probably. Okay, where's my road? Well, I'm getting to see how much more I got. I hope that road comes up. I should be on top of this ridge.
Out there's the Shuffling Monument. Off in the distance.
Yeah, we'll see which road we got here. I noticed that the wheel tracks disappeared, so I probably should have went the other way. See, nice. It'll be gone one day. It's not a problem. I still made it home. I had good. Stay over here on the side. Let's see, then you got the.
Those are abandoned?
Yep. I think that lower road goes right to where you cut across the river. And this stream bed we're driving brings us down to the camp. There. Where do you get the old tires? Just come through them out here.
Yeah. So you were saying this is where the college students used to?
Yeah, that's where they used to stay. So now, see, there's the bridge. You can see it a little bit.
Yeah.
But up on this ridge up here, we go out to the end of it. You can see it better.
Out here in the middle of nowhere, we got this Agricultural Research Service Walnut Gulch Experimental Watershed. I think these are still in use, but they use these to measure the rain, as I understand it. There's a dam that was installed down there, but no water this time of year. And over here is the remnants of the old camp, which is essentially a few trailers that the college students used when they lived out here to monitor the weather. one there and get back in the Jeep and see what else we can see over here. When did those college kids stay out here? Was it like the 70s or something?
Yeah, I think they first built all this stuff in the 70s, what I read. I always think about going out there, but I never do. You can see that's people just driving the vehicles down the middle of the street.
Yeah.
So it's like your summer work program, you know, for the school. So you get college credit for coming and staying in the desert, sweating to death, and monitoring water that's not even there. Fun, huh?
Looks like it was spacious. Wonder how many people lived in one.
Yeah. Actually, I think it was pretty nice out here. It's 15.
115 years old.
Something like that.
Well, we made it out here to the railroad bridge. I had to stop recording a few times because the camera was overheating a few separate times there, but we had to park the Jeep and walk down this little path right here because it was just too crazy to drive in the Jeep. For a World War II Jeep anyway. But it brings us out here to this wash. And here we have something I've not seen before. The old railroad bridge.
So this is from flooding last year, monsoon.
Yeah, all this here just got stuck against the wood. You can imagine how much water came through here to do that.
That's what I'm hoping to do. Come out here when it's raining after a big monsoon and see how high it is.
That's interesting. Be so cool to see an old train go across this, but that hasn't happened in sometime since the 1960s, I believe, when this old line was abandoned. Wow.
The other one's about, I guess, 2 or 3 miles at least that way.
That way. Well, guys, I'm gonna have to go handheld from here because the camera keeps overheating. And if I'm using the camera with the gimbal, I don't have a way to shade it from the sun. That's really what's killing it. So I'm gonna try to use my body here to shade the camera.
And I was trying to find the rail bed from that end, but it looks like it just disappears in the wind.
Wow. Try to find a shady spot here.
Someone was digging over here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it was a bit of a treacherous journey, but mission accomplished. You made it out here to the old railroad bridge.
Number one.
Yeah, number one. We're going to have to come back out on a day when it's a little cooler and we'll be able to explore some more of these, but I'd like to walk across it, but I'm not going to. Just in case.
We got reception. I can call 911.
Yeah, we better off avoiding that today.
I gotta get back down.
Well, plenty of old boards to grab onto here.
Well, this was burnt at one time.
Yeah, you can see. Not all the way.
Got rid of this. Broke it out.
Whew. Now we get to walk back up the hill to the Jeep. But at least we saw the railroad trestle built in 1906, still here. Although I have a feeling one of these days, these monsoon waters are going to take this thing out, but luckily that has not happened yet. All right, guys, well, that's where we're going to have to end it today, just out of necessity. The heat is killing the equipment, and it was a bit worse than I thought it would be, but that's the way it goes sometimes. But we got to check out the trestle, and we know another cool spot to come when it cools off a little bit. We will be coming back out here and seeing what else we can see that's left over of the old railroads from the Tombstone area. And I'm out of breath from walking up a hill in the heat, but we're good. But I think that's where we're going to end it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, until the next video. See you down the road. No air conditioning.